There is a link in the description below the tutorial video that shows you how to that shows you where the assets.zip is. You would extract it into a folder and called assets. That's where my music is. Besides that, we're going to add a new library. Oops, I'm in the wrong file. Let's see, there's our finale. We're at the end. We need to add a new library so we have a crash and silent burn screen. So we're going to import PyGame menu as PM. You would bring up a command prompt and type in pip install menu CE, and then you're good to go. We're going to import sleep for use later on. We'll use that when we are at the end of the game and we want to keep displaying the end game screen. So before we go further, let's see what this does. Uh-oh. I didn't do very good, but now I can play again or exit. Keeps track of the score at the end. Well, we pre-initialize a mixer object, or pre-initialize the mixer with the right frequencies, bit depth. We're doing typical digital stereo music. We're increasing the buffer size a little bit beyond the default just to make it play a little better, to optimize it. This is all the same. This is all the same. But we need to load our file. Well, you can see this is a really long name. I just left it at the name of the file. I found that in the tutorial, there's links to all kinds of places. You can make your own sounds. There's just all kinds of fun you can have. You would replace that with this path. We're setting the volume to 0.2 because otherwise it's just a bit obnoxious, I think. This means that it keeps going until it's stopped, which means as long as the game is going and it isn't over, you hear that wonderful music, which I actually like that. The only other thing we change, we add a method called game over. Sorry, there it is. So we stop the current background music. We load the gameover.wave into crash. Then we play it and set the volume. The crash will keep playing while we're sleeping because music gets played in a thread, which is why when you're playing the game, it's a separate thread. It means while you're playing the game, things can keep moving around. And then this shows up here. We have a game over. How wide is it? Width of the game surface, height of the game surface. I picked that one just because I thought it looked cool. There's several themes listed in the tutorial. Try them, see if you like them. Then we're going to add some labels. The computer score, my score. We're going to provide space between the button and the label. Play again. If we play again, we call the main function, which is something we're going to add. Right here, we're calling this guy, which starts the game again. Creates a new Pong object, starts it over again. Back to check collision. Okay, where is that guy? There we are. If we don't click play again, another label to add space, we exit. The Pi menu has an exit. And when we exit, it's just like the other exits that we have. It closes down. Now for this to be displayed, we run the main loop over this, around and around, until an event fires, like you click main or you click exit. Then it takes off into whichever direction you chose to set it. Now the last thing we have to do is, well, getting close to the last, we have to go to our collision method, because the collision method is where, well, if the ball bounces off, game over. If the ball collides with the paddles, we do a little buck, 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 back and forth. Do the little hit sound. Another hit sound for when it collides with the self-dock computer. That gives us a game over. It also gives us the sound when we are hitting the paddles with the ball. The last thing you want to add is at the end. Create this little main function, define it, and then call it. That'll start the game now. And then you'll have a nice little Pong game, which of course you can modify it, change the colors. Uh-oh, that didn't last very long, did it? Oh, I just made that one. Yeah, it's kind of fun, but you can do whatever you want with it. Pong is pretty popular. There's a gazillion tutorials on the web. I just did this one for my class. So they had, a nice little game, and I tried to keep it fairly simple. Regardless, it's done. You are ready to change the colors, change the size of the balls, paddles, keep track of the highest score, add more difficulty levers, change the music. The idea once you do a tutorial is not just to keep the tutorial as it is, but to modify it, change things, make it your own Pong program.